talk ain't cheap. Talk for the masses, talk on the phone. Talk like you got sense, talk no zone. Talk sensibly, oh boy. Talk sensibly, oh girl. Talk to enemies, aiming at your dome. First class ticket to the place of no return. Snakes in the airplane, hissing crazy. They playing friendly. You see what I'm saying when I say you talk too much? Hush up and size them up. Play card and come out on top. I see you winning. Talk, 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 talk. It ain't cheap. Talk, 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 talk. It ain't cheap. Listen to the show. Welcome to the show. Make sure you subscribe. Alright, great one, great one. Check this out, right? It's the first time ever. This you call the pilot. People say pilot. Pilot probably means what you do before what you do, or pilot may mean the first thing. The first. You know, pilots stay in front when you're driving a plane, right? So pilots are, this is the first. So this is the pilot. A lot of things might change creatively, creative-wise, but the whole idea is to keep the music in the background, because everything surrounds around music for me. And before I start everything, before I start yapping, talk, I say this is Boom J, and this is my channel. And what I would like you to do is subscribe, because ideas never cease. So ideas keep floating and keep floating, and that's what we got. We got ideas. I do have ideas, music. I do have suggestions. I have opinions on whatever that's happening out there, like we have on this card that I put. So before you know what, this card might change and become something else. So first of all, we say thank you for tuning in, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button right now so that we keep moving. And then everything is surrounded around music for me. I produced a lot of music that's out on Spotify for myself, for other artists, and done movies, which we're going to talk about as well. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff, alright? So I'm going to try to squeeze this in. So talk ain't cheap. Talk ain't cheap. Spelled talk ain't, I-N-T, cheap. Usually what we know is talk is cheap, right? That's what we know. Talk is cheap. People talk is cheap. Yeah, you can yap. You can talk is cheap. Go ahead and keep talking. These days, and back in the day, talk is costing. It does cost. It could cost you something. So is talk really cheap? That's a big question I'm going to ask. Is talk really cheap? So if you think it is, then you can comment, let me know. But I think talk ain't cheap, because talking has cost a lot of people a lot of stuff in this day and time. Probably not now, probably in the past, in the future, without even you knowing it. So you probably don't know it, but talking has cost you something at some point in your life. So whether you told somebody something you're not supposed to tell them, or you tell somebody something that you're supposed to tell them and they go off talking to some other people, right? You know how that feels when you tell somebody something and the next time you hear someone that's talking about it, people say, oh, keep it a secret. You know, keep it a secret. Can you keep it a secret? You know how to keep it a secret? So, if you people know how to keep secrets, few people don't know how to keep secrets. So that's where talking involved. So if I see my boy, he's walking in, if I ask him now, talking, if I say he's talking cheap, I'm not sure what he's gonna answer me. But all through he's been saying stuff about talking. He's talking cheap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Because talk is like talk. What is cheap in the way?
Cheap. Oh, see. So he's asking me what is cheap. So he has a long way to go. So I have to explain to him talking. Then I have to explain to him cheap, what cheap means. So that's a long way. So before I bring him in, before I introduce him, he has to know first of all the difference. So talking ain't cheap. Talking costs you whether you're texting or whether you're on the phone. A lot of people have been in trouble for being on the phone A lot of people have been in trouble for texting. And so texting is another form of talking. So even though it's not practically, you're not actually in reality talking, but actually you're talking because you're writing stuff that you rather would have said, or you rather would have mentioned to someone or something. So yes, talk ain't cheap. So every single time that we do this show, we're going to elaborate more on the talking part of it. So be careful when they say talk is not cheap. You know what you say, know what you say, know what you do, know how you talk, know who you talk to. Talk ain't cheap. It might cost you. It might cost you for good as well. It might, it doesn't necessarily have to be something negative. It could be something positive. All right, talking could cost you in a positive way. You could talk to someone about something and tell them, "Oh, I got this, I got that, I could do this," and then you get this, you get something happen. You know what I mean? People talk for a living as well. Comedians, they talk for a living. So, and we do that then. Talk about the day. Today is Sunday. Today is Sunday for those who went to church. I did. A little bit late. But imagine walking into church when you're walking in, you see people coming out. You know what I mean? So you're going into church and you actually see one or two people step out of the church, they're going home. You know what that means is that you're coming in when the church is over, but it doesn't really matter for what really probably matters is that you were there. So that's what happened today. Walking in, we are coming out. It wasn't one or two people, but people were coming out. And went in there and did what we did. Met with our normal usual friends that we meet with, and we left. So let's talk about music. This couple days ago, one thing that I might also try to incorporate is about music, it's about media, it's about entertainment for me. So anything surrounding it, it's what does kind of interest me. So if you on Instagram, if you're following Diddy, Puff Daddy, you see his son rapping. So he has a new single out. It's all about love with Chris Brown. So that, if you hear the record, it takes you back to the 90s. So if you're in the 90s, if you grew up in the 90s, you're going to immediately catch on to that record. First time I heard it, I didn't like the recycle of the instrumentals because it was, I think, Case had it before. But then after a while, I started digging the flow. The dude he has a flow like his dad, right? So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Chris Brown did his thing. It took you back to the 90s. But what I really would like to see from him, that's Diddy's son, is I really want to see his sound. There's a lot of sounds out there. If he wants to go the route of trap music, not trap music as in the trap really, but if he wants to go the route of the instrumentals, he can. But I kind of wanted to see him do his thing, get his own sound. He can come to me, I'll give him sounds. I got beats. I got these original beats, sample beats too, if he wants to. So, in that sense, this is our pilot, and this is a test of the run, see how everything happens. So we talked about actual talking of the show. Hey, I'm taping. I'm recording. All right. You gonna give me what? 5 minutes? Give me 5 minutes, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Good. So, what were we talking about? Yeah, so we did the greeting, we talked about it, talk ain't cheap. While we talk about talk ain't cheap, talk is really cheap. I mean, yeah, talk ain't cheap because it will cost you. It might cost you. It could be for the better, it could be for the worse. But either way you look at it, talking isn't cheap. And we talked about Diddy's son, his name is Christian, his new music with Chris Brown. It's on things on YouTube now. And then we'll talk about a new Nigerian series coming out. It's probably a series coming out called Okechukwu and Ginika, starring me and Angie Styles. You're going to see more of it, more of our shows. We're going to show snippets of it, but we have the first episode is out. We're coming out with the second episode. It's all going to be on this channel. If you look on this channel, you're going to see the latest Nigerian 2018 Igbo movie release. It's on this channel, so find it and watch it and like it and subscribe. And then this is the pilot. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at myself right now. It's awesome. It's lovely. So what I'm going to do, we're going to enhance it, and I hope that you like this version of it. And I'll have more people in, try to create a little bit of stuff, but we'll talk about more serious stuff and more fun stuff as we move along. All right. So until next time, this is Talk Ain't Cheap. Talk ain't cheap. Talk is not cheap. A Boom J scheme. And until next time, hit the buttons, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on this channel. Whoa, 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 whoa. Talk ain't cheap. Talk for the masses. Talk on the phone. Talk like you got sense. Talk no zone. Talk sensibly. Oh boy. Talk sensibly. Oh girl. Talk to enemies. Aiming at your dome. First class ticket to the place of no return. Snakes in the airplane. Hissing crazy. They playing friendly. You see what I'm saying when I say you talk too much? Hush up and size them up. Play card and come out on top. I see you winning. Talk. It ain't cheap. Talk. It ain't cheap.